And we're going. We're off. You doing the thing so it doesn't bother you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Conscientious podcast guest. Put my shit on Do Not Disturb.
Do not disturb.
Do not disturb me.
Okay. Cameras are running. Microphones on and recording.
Cool.
You sound good. You feel good. And Jay Light's in the house.
Yeah.
Being a human. Welcome to Let's Be Human.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm happy to be here.
I'm happy you're here.
Human with you.
I haven't, I'm trying to think. The last time we saw each other face to face could be pre-COVID.
It might be. It might. Honestly, it might be. I'm trying to think of.
Unless we like bumped into each other in LA, but I almost never go up there.
Yeah. And I've been down to San Diego a handful of times since COVID, but I haven't seen you since then.
Well, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you.
Because like pre-COVID, I would see you a lot. Like you were coming down. I mean, and even before, before Madhouse moved, you were down here all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have nothing to do with each other. But I feel like Madhouse moved, and then I hadn't really seen you much.
Well,
I'd see you rarely.
I think kind of what happened is we both got much busier.
Yeah. Do you remember the good old days when we just all we did was comedy every night?
We didn't have anything to do.
We had nothing to do but hang out with comedians and do sets.
What a time!
It's weird how it really was, though. It's weird how we had nothing going for us at all.
Yeah,
zero future, zero hope, $0 attached to anything.
Yep. If you were lucky, you're gonna get a meal. A drink ticket at the place you work.
Yeah.
Maybe,
and you were thrilled.
Maybe a little gas money, and you're thrilled.
Yeah.
So excited.
And now it's like, all the projects and all the things and building careers. And
Madhouse doesn't even have a kitchen anymore.
No, they don't. They do. They just shut it down.
Just shut it down.
What's funny is they went through a phase where they chose to stop doing food during shows or for the shows themselves, which I actually like.
Yeah.
Because it makes for a better show.
Yeah, you don't have people eating.
Yeah, and ordering and talking about, and then, pretty much with drinks, they get the bill and they're like, you had two, okay, we're done. Where it's like, who had the fries? You ordered fries, and then somebody got, it's a bigger pain in the ass. So I thought it was funny, though, because for a while, they stopped doing food for the shows, but they were still doing, takeout and Uber Eats orders out the front door. So the show would be going on, and the kitchen would be cooking, and people would be running bags of food to the front door. And I think people that were there were like, I smell food. Like, why can I
get some of that?
Yeah. And even the comics, because that was the place, we knew at Madhouse we were getting a meal.
Oh, yeah. That was my main impetus for working Madhouse was I'm going to get a burger.
A burger, fries, and a drink.
And that'll be good.
And that'll be great.
Yeah.
I do. I like it's... The Madhouse is one of the most locally supportive of the scene, supportive of comics. At one point, the 7-night mic, all that, and I've always been grateful for the amount of stage time and stuff that Robert has given and the opportunities Robert has given people. But it's definitely it's a gym. Yeah. It's a workout. It's not the best gym, as far as the room, which I think is good for us. It's not the perfect room.
Right.
It's an awkward space, especially now. Before, when it was up top, there was that pit area. And as long as that was half full, you had a show. 50 people in the pit was a show. 100 people, full pit. Great show.
Blowing the roof off.
Yeah. Everyone that was sitting up above, behind. Do you remember how they'd pack out on a Saturday night all the way back to the door, those high tops?
Yeah.
And then there were booths where people, half the people sitting up there couldn't see the stage.
Yeah.
They were watching the monitors over the bar, but they came to, it was
great.
It was. Oh, there was, I'm sure every comic talks about the good old days or whatever.
I'm sure.
And it's not that now isn't good.
It's just different.
It's so different.
Well, we don't have the nostalgia for now yet.
It's a great way to put it.
That's the thing. We've got so much nostalgia for that time.
For 10 years ago.
And we know we can't go back to that because...
But are we in it now?
Well, we're in something different now.
Yeah.
We're in just whatever the next phase is.
How long have you been doing comedy?
I hit 13 years last October.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So because I'll hit 12 this October.
Okay.
So you're going to hit 14. So you started 2 years before. So you started 2015?
No, 2010.
I don't know how math works. 2010, 2014, 15. Yeah, that makes sense. Because I started 2012. Oh, the other way.
Yeah.
I went the wrong way.
It's okay. You didn't get into this to do math.
No, I did not. I got into this to not do math.
I hate math.
Yeah.
Now we have to do math. That's the big downside about once things start going well, then you're like, oh, I got to learn how to do math.
I do have to learn how to do math and run a business and be a marketing professional and an editing specialist and a videographer.
Jesus. All of the things.
All the things that weirdly, and you hear this on so many podcasts and so many comics talk about. I just saw some clip where somebody was like, they're talking about the biggest guy, like Segura and Kreischer and all, like, none of them had to edit videos. Mm-mm. None of them had to figure out the algorithm and post on a consistent basis and did it. Like, they all got to just be comics. Mm-hmm. And then what's interesting, then they got to a point, and they still grinded. Like, it was still a grind, but it was a comedy grind. Mm-hmm. It was slaving away in the clubs for no money, which still goes on.
Yeah.
But I think now, like, there are a lot of people that do that, and they don't do the new necessities.
Right.
And those are the guys that you're going to see 25 years from now still doing C clubs for $1,500 a weekend, wondering why they didn't make it. Because every now and then I bump into those guys too, where you're like, they're the older version of that.
Right.
And that scares the hell out of me.
Yeah, me too. I feel like there's a level of resignation that I have to, like, okay, I know I'm going to have to do some level of playing the game of social media.
Right. We have to. You
have to. But I want to make sure that if I'm in this era where that is basically it's a requirement, I still have to make sure that I am doing my part to feel like what I'm putting out there, I am happy with. Like, I don't want to be putting out stuff that I am not so like, oh, I really like that this happened. Yeah. I really like this bit. I really like the reaction this got, or I like the reaction this like piece of crowd work got. Yeah. I'm going to throw that out to the world.
Tell me something, because I'm in this space where, like, I don't put stuff out yet. Okay. I don't put a lot. I've put a few. I go through like phases where all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I'm going to put a couple things, and then I'm busy or I don't like it or whatever, and then I put more out. But I am definitely, and I've talked to like everyone that I know that's been doing this consistently, and that's the thing, is like, if you just do it consistently, it helps. It grows the brand, right? Yeah. Every time I film everything now, I was looking at my hard drive last night, and I've got, from 2023, I've got like, it sounds like everything, but I did way more, I've got like 35 sets that I recorded or shows, right, that are all 8 to 40 minutes long. Okay. And in my mind, I'm like, there's got to be gems in here.
Oh, of course.
And then I remember, like, I did a weekend in Tulsa, and I was like, oh, somebody, like, I had one show that was like, so the crowd was wild. It wasn't the best show comedically. Like, I remember thinking about, like, that was just so weird, but it was fire. Like, the crowd was hot, but they were like drunken hot, where it was just, there were punchlines that I was saying were like, these are the punchlines. This is where everyone laughs. Right. That's not where they were laughing.
Oh, okay. So they're a little bit more chaotic.
It was just chaotic, but it was like crazy fun. Yeah. And I thought, like, maybe I should just put that out. It's like 25 minutes. Maybe I just put that out as its own, like, weird, like, crazy in Tulsa, like, what, whatever. Why not? But then it's weird, like, I'll film stuff and think like, oh, I bet that was a good thing. Oh, I bet that'll be a clip, da-da-da. Like, the back of your head's, running a little bandwidth in the background while you're doing your set. And then I come back and I watch the video and I'm like, that doesn't seem, when I watch the video, it doesn't seem as good as I thought it was.
That's the tough part. And I've run into that.
And then I hate it. And I'm like, well, I can't put that out. And I'm like, but it was good. But it doesn't feel like, nothing once I watch it is up to the standard of like, well, that should go out.
What I do is I'm sure that you probably do this too, but record the audio of your sets, listen back, take notes, all that stuff, right? What I'll do now as part of my note-taking process is if something gets a really, really good reaction, or some crazy moment happens, then I just note that. And that way, at least I'm holding myself accountable to, like, all right, I've noted like this, and this. and then I can put that back in. And sometimes I'll walk away from a set and be like, that was that was fine.
Yeah.
And then I'll listen back and I'll be like, oh no, this actually sounds better than
this popped bigger than I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's mark that, and then I can maybe, if I want to put that out as a clip, then I've got something to have edited later.
Yeah. What's your philosophy on like putting material out?
I've had to just not be precious with it.
Isn't it weird how we are though?
We used to be.
We used to.
I used to be so precious with my material.
I've never put anything out.
Ever?
Not really. If you go on the internet and look for comedy I've done, there's almost nothing in 12 years.
I've done, because I recorded an album about, it's almost 4 years ago that almost 5 years ago that I recorded it, 4 years ago that it was released. And, that was like 45 minutes of material, and then there's some sketches and a roast battle on there.
Yeah.
But now, I'm in the process of building my next whatever long thing is. My initial thinking is it's going to be an album, but I also I have some ideas for more like a longer thematic, like filmed special situation. I don't know which one I'm going to do first. Yeah. I don't know yet, but I do know that like there's a part of me that sits and listens and is putting out stuff, and I'm like, you know what? If somebody sees an old version of a joke that like has been on my Instagram or TikTok or whatever, and then they come and see a better version of that, which is what tends to happen, or sometimes they'll even post a better version of it, like a joke, again, like a tightened version, then that's fine. Yeah. I had this conversation with Zoltan not that long ago, and he was like, it doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't. He's like, if you put a joke out, because in your mind, you're like, well, if I put it out, that's it. I'm done telling it. Like a special. That used to be the mentality. If you put an album out or a special of any kind, those jokes are now gone, and you will never perform those jokes again. And I was talking with him. He's like, dude, you could put a clip of a bit, and that could get 5 million views. Guess what? Nobody saw it. Yeah. You're gonna go do a weekend somewhere. Nobody at that weekend saw that clip online. And if you do go to a city and somebody did see it, their brain doesn't go, what the hell? Their brain goes, this is that thing. I saw this. This is why I'm here. There's a reason why people were yelling out for Jim Gaffigan to do the Hot Pocket bit. Right. Because they love the bit.
They love the bit.
If they love the bit, then why are you going to be mad if
they love the bit?
See the bit again? Yeah. Oh, of course, I love this bit.
That's that old comedy, and I think that's like I don't think guys starting now have that mentality at all. Yeah. I think when we started, we were pre-internet clip of any kind, because it was like you said, it was 2010, and I was 2012 or whatever, and that was like the start of it. Yeah. But I think we were like listening to podcasts, and we were starting at a time where they were like, you don't put stuff out, you got to do a special or an album, and we were so precious.
I was very precious with all the stuff in my album. I don't do any of that stuff anymore,
which makes sense. A special, an album,
that's you're putting it out. Yeah, let it exist. I don't have to worry about it anymore. But now, like, I've got stuff. I just did a taping for OnlyFans a couple of weeks ago, and it's a 10-minute taping. I guarantee most of the material, if not all of the material on there, is stuff that I've put out already in some shape or form. Yeah. But now it's like a nice, polished, multi-camera shoot with a hot audience. So, like, of course I'm going to do that, right? Of course I'm not going to try and craft a brand new set, and I'm not going to just throw those jokes away either. Those jokes will show up in whatever the next, like,
if Netflix called you tomorrow, those jokes would be on that too.
Yeah, exactly. But that's just because, like, that's where I'm at right now. Yeah. Give me a year if I record this thing sometime in the next year, which is the current plan. But, like, hey, those jokes might not exist anymore in terms of, like, what I'm still having in the act. Yeah. But at this point, like, anything that I put out there, you just got it's the assumption of, like, nobody's actually seen this thing. Yeah. And any chance you can get, I see plenty of people who are putting out stuff, and I've done this as well, stuff that has already done well, where they're gonna just repost it because nobody gives a shit. Nobody fucking cares.
Yeah, that's the weird thing. Like, it did well back. It did well 3 years ago when you had 10,000 less followers or whatever that number.
I've seen people post stuff that it did well 3 months ago, and they're reposting it.
Because why not?
Because why not?
Because what is somebody going to see it again? Who cares?
If somebody sees it again, are they going to be mad if they see it again a couple months later? Are they going to remember that you saw it 3 months later?
Or are you just ringing the bell in their head and just just adding a little more worth to that memory in their head,
I was working with this guy. Do you know Ben Palmer?
I do not.
Ben, so funny. He is he has a show. He started out as a stand-up, and then he would also do basically like trolling online, where he would like make Facebook pages that were he started out doing it as like the city of Atlanta.
Oh, I think I've seen some of his stuff where he makes them for specific things, as if he's like customer support or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Ben, I have opened for Ben a couple times. He started working the road in the past couple of years. And he and I talk about this because his big following is on his social media. Like, that's how he gets his audiences come in. And so, it's exhausting to like take the amount of work that he has to do to like get something turned
creating
into.
Facebook pages.
Creating Facebook pages, goading people into reacting, and then filming all of it and doing his style the way he does it. It takes a lot of work. So, of course, to make it easier on yourself, he was like, I'd take the stuff that works really well, and then I'll repost it. Because why not?
Right.
And so then I started looking. I was like, I bet other comics do this too. So I looked, and I was like, oh, yeah. I see comics who are not insanely famous, but they've got a good following. They've got the K in front of their follower count. And I see like, oh, this bit seems familiar. And sure enough, if you go back and look at their Reels page, their TikTok page, they'll have probably posted it.
Every few flicks of the finger, there's the same.
Mm-hmm.
Why does that feel so dirty?
Because
I don't know.
Because this is the difference between art and commerce. This is the line we have to walk. Because we have to be business people, and we have to be people who are a one-stop shop for everything.
Right. Of our brand business.
Exactly. Yeah. As soon as comedians and people became brands, then that's where the gross artistic part that is
bothers.
Like, I can't believe I'm doing, but you have to do it.
Yeah. And I'm in commercials. I'm a full-blown sellout. Like I get that. But there's part of me, it's like, no, that's over there. That's over there, and I believe in the products, and I learned my lesson because I have made a commercial for something I didn't believe in because there was money.
Sure.
And I felt really dirty.
Same.
Really dirty.
Yeah.
And then now I've got like I say no a lot. I say no a lot, and I say yes to very specific, very special things, and I love that. But even that, I'm like, but that's over there. Like, comedy is not that, but they slowly.
It all
melding.
does come to a meld. That's the thing, too. It's like, I do, as much as, I saw the Bill Hicks poster in the hallway.
Yeah.
One of my favorites.
Yeah. But his joke about marketing people.
Kill yourselves.
Yeah.
You're off the artistic roll call if you do commercials. And I think about that every time I do a commercial audition. Because I just can't help myself.
Well, also, this kid's got to eat. I got a kid. Kid's got to eat.
Yeah. I got to pay my rent. I got to pay my bills. And I got to have money so that I can do this wedding that I'm planning.
You're getting married?
I am getting married.
Congrats.
Thank you. It's been that long since we've seen each other.
It has been that long. Yeah. Well, I know like one of the last, and it's this very funny memory I have of you is we were at the old Madhouse. We were upstairs. It was you. It was Trey Stewart. We were sitting at one of the booths. Trey Stewart, you, and a gal that you were dating who was a very new comic.
Yeah.
Who has done well for herself.
She's done well.
She was like a big Clubhouse.
Yeah, she blew up, and then she was doing like crypto influencing.
I don't know how good her comedy is. But she seems to be doing very well. I haven't seen her since then in comedy, and that's great.
I haven't watched a lot of her comedy.
She found the niche. She's doing her thing, and that's fantastic.
Yes.
But I remember we were all sitting there, and the topic came up of like, could she pop in? Because she came down with you, and there was like you, her, and like another comic, and the two of you guys were on the show, and she was like, something came up about like, could she do a set? And I was like, yeah, just ask, like, Jane, just go ask, And she kind of got up, and you got up to go ask. And Trey's like, yeah, ask, whatever. Why wouldn't you ask? You're here, pop in, do a set. And as soon as you guys walked away, or you didn't walk away, you stood up and you like moved over. And I kind of turned. It was just cat. And I think anyone would say this about anybody. Mm-hmm. But I turned to Trey. I was like, is she any good? And he's like, oh, no.
Yeah.
No. And she heard it, and she got pissed.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, and I think there was like a clarifying conversation of like, you're a year and a half in, you're trash, and that's okay.
I remember this.
Still ask for the spot.
Might as well.
Yeah. That's how you get better. But also, you're a year and a half in.
Yeah. It's fine.
It's fine. Be horrible. But like, it was a very awkward moment of like, she was very offended, I think, at first. And then it was like, oh, there's zero, like, we're not knocking you in any way.
No, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
I was garbage at that stage in doing comedy.
I still feel like I'm not that good.
I'll sit back and I'll listen to my jokes, and sometimes I'm like, I gotta literally, when I was planning for this OnlyFans set, I was like, I gotta throw this joke out of my set completely. I can never tell this joke ever again.
Why? What was the...
I started listening back to it, like, you know how sometimes you feel like you've grown, like you've outgrown something?
Yeah.
That's the way I felt I started to feel that with some of my bits. And I'm like, it's okay to throw this bit away and not have it go on like an album or a special or whatever. It's okay.
I feel that way. Like at this point, I look back and like I keep track of every set I've ever done. I have a little notebook that literally every performance I've ever been on, that's my set list, where I was, the date, how much time I did, what city it was in, if I met anybody who booked me. I just keep like all this stuff, and I can scroll back, and like if I go back 4 years, it's a totally different 25, 30 minutes, as it should be, than today, right? And then I realized like, oh, when you were 8 years in, you probably should have recorded a bunch of that, because now you have 45 minutes that you don't even do anymore, that you did nothing with. And so there's this part of me, it's like, fuck, do I need to just like go all the way back to that first 45 that's like almost none of it is in the act now.
Right.
And just spend like 2 months hardcore running that and then film it. Because it's gone if you don't. Like, you did it, you wrote it, those were good jokes, they were, you know, they're your early stuff, which is why I never posted anything.
Sure.
That was the biggest thing. So many people would be like, oh, I can't find, do you have any clips online? Why don't you? And I'm like 2, 3 years in, 4 years in, even 5 years. And I'm like, no. And they're like, why don't you have stuff online? I'm like, if I was a musician, these are the first songs I ever wrote, which means they're trash.
Yeah.
I
mean, this is the problem. I do think that it's admirable that there's this new crop of comics who are just getting started in the past, like, 3, 4, 5 years, or, a little bit sooner, post-COVID comics, who are a little bit more savvy with how social media works and how to use it to leverage in their career. And they are also, to some degree, like the same kinds of people who I see filming every single set. Instead of it being like at shows, like I'll see people who are literally filming at open mics. And I think that there's like, okay, I appreciate that you are that willing to like do a thing that I was terrified to do for a very long time, to film and watch myself constantly. Like, I can barely get through the audio of myself.
It's rough.
But I'll watch I see them doing this, and I'll watch these comics like setting up their cameras to film an open mic where there's 3 people. I'm like, what are you doing? Do you think you're going to get a clip out of this?
They might. That's the craziest part.
But why?
You might.
But that's the thing to me that I'm like, do you actually want to post the clip that has that is you saying something for 3 people instead of waiting and just assuming that you can get some better stuff somewhere else? This is the thing. Like, I guarantee that in that 45 minutes, there's all sorts of stuff that like you would listen back to it and you would go, I've actually outgrown this. I don't think like this anymore. I've outgrown this. I've outgrown this point of view. Yeah. That's the way I feel about, like, I think if you're going to take the time to like to actually film and try and cultivate stuff, at least try and make it fully formed and make it shaped and give it some body if you're going to throw it out there. And then if you find yourself like not liking the joke anymore, or not thinking the same way you did when you first came up with the joke, then you can trash it. Yeah. That's the way I feel.
I think there's a lot of people, you see so many people setting up cameras now where it's like they're fishing. There's a lot of fishing.
A lot of people asking open-ended questions.
Yeah. With not, or how do I say this? With planned responses.
Yes. Yeah.
They're throwing this open-ended question out so they're hoping they get the right thing because they've got this thing that they're going to come down in as if it was just off the top of their head.
Yeah.
And again, a good clip, millions of views and career, I get it.
Of course.
But it's also like, filming. And also if you're doing that, because I know that when I film, I started filming everything, like every show, because I knew I was like selectively filming. And I caught myself knowing that I was filming, and there was this weird extra like bandwidth in the back of like,
I know that feeling.
You're filming, so like do well, or you're filming, so don't something, or all of a sudden like the fact that the camera was on was changing me on stage, and I realized I have to film everything, or else every time I do film, it's going to be that.
Yes.
So now it's like you just film all of it.
Right.
That's fine.
Yeah.
You know,
you got to get over that.
Yeah,
that's the thing that I've felt that exact same way numerous times, dozens.
Where I
of
was like, oh, I'm gonna film this weekend because I'm really I've been working hard and this set's gonna be great. I'm gonna fucking murder this weekend and da da da. And the back of your brain's like, the camera's on, do well. The camera's on. Make sure you da da da. So yeah, now it's like the camera's just a part of the room.
It's just what it is.
Yeah,
you gotta have it out there.
So let's back up. So you grew up in Texas.
Yep.
Where? Small town Texas?
The suburbs, in between Dallas and Fort Worth.
Okay.
So it was not small. It was technically a city. I've seen many smaller, like off the side of the highway, like shit kicker kind of towns. But we were in between Dallas and Fort Worth, so like in the Metroplex.
Yeah. And how'd your parents end up there? What were they doing? What was like childhood like? Like what?
So my parents met in New Orleans. My dad was in the Navy. He went to Tulane. He did the. He was a surgeon. He went to med school, and he met my mom, and then they had me, and then while he was still enlisted, moved to San Diego. So we came here when I was a baby, was like 1 year old. He was on an aircraft carrier for a couple tours, and so we stayed in San Diego for a few years. Then he was in the reserves, so we moved to San Antonio. And then he was in the inactive reserves after that. So then we moved to Dallas, and he started doing private practice. So then we were just in the middle of the suburbs.
With a doctor dad.
With a doctor dad, a former nurse mom. She stopped to raise me and my sister. I have a
younger sister.
She started working again as like a substitute nurse for a school district when I was in high school, which was great for my friends who could like go fake being sick. And then she's like, yeah, I'll send you home. That's fine.
She was an ally of the fake sick?
Yeah.
For everyone but you?
Yes.
Because she was there. She's like, you can't go home. I'm here.
You can't go home. You have to get good grades. You can't
yeah. Your friends can be losers.
Yeah.
But you can't.
Exactly.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
What did you like your childhood? Was Texas a good childhood?
I mean, it was pretty good. The only thing that I didn't really like, it was very religious. I didn't take
the city or your family?
Both.
So mom and dad were religious.
Mom and dad were. We went to church a lot growing up. We were like a twice a week church kind of a family for a while. Because my dad worked a lot. My dad worked crazy hours. So he was at the hospital. Usually he would get off work at maybe like 8 or 9. And he would he would leave for the office at like 7 in the morning. And
I don't understand why we work doctors like that. The one guy I want to be well rested when he's looking over my chart or holding a scalpel. That's the guy I want rested. I want that guy to work 6 hours a day.
Yeah, that guy should get sleep. I got hearing these stories about him, and then I have other friends who are doctors who are like in residency and where they're working like, a 14-hour day.
Yeah. Or even like, I know there's people, doctors do like 24-hour shit, like 24 on, 48 off, 24. And I'm like, why? Why?
Crazy.
I don't want to show up on hour 22.
I don't want to get cut by somebody who's been awake for that long.
That's running on coffee and Red Bull.
It's just jittery from all the caffeine.
And all he wants to do is just leave.
They got a triple venti. I've seen people have a triple venti. Their hands are shaking. All right.
Yeah.
My dad is a vascular surgeon. I do not want somebody trying to deal with my veins while their hands are, oh my God, I have to make sure that I'm all evened out. Anyway.
It's funny. I have in our friend circle with kids, like we have this nice little village in our neighborhood with a bunch of couples with kids and stuff. We get all the kids together. It's like 12 kids. It's like a great time. But a few of them are doctors. And and like two of them are surgeons. One of them is just a regular physician. Another one's a pediatrician.
Okay.
Like a specialist, some kind of like pediatrician specialist. And it's just interesting because like they're just fucking people.
Yeah.
And in your mind, you're like, no, like doctors are different. They're different. No, they're not. They're people. Mm-hmm. They are people that sometimes drink too much and sometimes fight with their husband and sometimes are stressed out and sometimes don't get enough sleep. And I'm like, y'all save lives.
Yeah.
Y'all are going like, I will see you at 11:30 at night, hammered, having a good time, knowing that tomorrow at 8 a.m., surgery.
That's the crazy.
And they're good at it.
They're good
like
at it.
They are good at it.
They're
like
pros.
they manage it. But it's like, and there are, there's plenty of other people that are lawyers, and at 8 a.m. they got a meeting, or at 8 a.m. they got court, and at 11:30, but like, yeah, they're 4 drinks, 5 drinks in, having a good time with the friends. But it seems different.
Yeah.
When there's a knife involved.
Yes.
And people are cut open.
Yeah.
But that's been a very, and the other thing I noticed is they, doctors get drunk and do things to each other. Like, literally, I watched. We were at one house, and it was like a holiday weekend. Nobody had to go into surgery the next day, but we were like pool party drinking. The kids are playing, and it's not like nobody's belligerent, but like everyone's having some wine, everyone's having beers, whatever.
Sure, kicking back.
Yeah, kicking back.
Yeah.
Kids are in the pool. Kids are upstairs watching a movie. We got tater tots in the oven, like in chicken tender. Like everyone's good.
Yeah,
everyone's good. Everyone's safe, but parents are cutting loose. And all of a sudden, one guy who had been in the pool gets out, and one of the surgeons sees he has like a lump on his back. She's like, "What's that?" He's like, I gotta go get a 10 gram. She's like, I got that. I can do this. And they literally, in the middle of the living room, bend this guy over an ottoman, wipe his back down with alcohol, she pulls out a full kit. She wipes him down, like puts the like, I don't know what you call it, like a surgical towel where it has like a hole for where you're gonna, on his back, and it glues in. And they just start, she like injects the Novocaine or whatever, and they lance it, and they pull the cyst out, and she sews it all up. And like while that's happening, 2 other people are like, dude, I got this thing. And they're like, yeah, you're next. Bing, bang, boom. 3 dudes got, 2 dudes and a lady got like their backs cut open at a party while football's on and wings are on the grill.
See, this did not happen at my parents' house growing up. That wasn't the kind of parties that my parents were having. But there's only one doctor that I don't think they were friends until very recently were friends with any other doctors. So maybe that's why. Maybe there weren't enough they could trade and make it
probably
make
and more religion. Maybe less drinking.
No, there was a drinking. That my parents were the kind of people who like they would have a party at the house where it would be like, all right, kids, you go upstairs and don't come downstairs.
Yeah.
And that's like, okay, yeah. Like I remember there's like they had some like Halloween parties. And I was like, oh, I come down, I see my friend's mom and mom and dad in like a Hugh Hefner and Playboy bunny costume. And I'm like, this is...
It was toned down compared to now, but pretty racy for then.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And I'm like, I barely know what this means, but I know there's some connotations here for what's going on. But yeah, so like we were going to church a lot. That's the only thing in my childhood that I'm like, I could take or leave that. And, my parents, they did their best. My mom was very like, she pushed me very hard as a student. I was the kind of kid who was like, I could do well without having to take a lot of time to study for a test, except in math.
So you could just retain it. If you sat through class and listened, you retained it.
Yeah, and I would get like, mostly A's, a handful of like B's or B pluses. But I was just like, I don't really want to be like one of these kids who like excels.
What
like there was a lot in my high school. So I went to public school.
Yeah.
My high school had, in my graduating class alone, we had it started out with over 800 kids.
Okay. That was my entire high school.
Whew, that's nuts.
Yeah.
That's crazy. We ended with like 600 something kids. You have your dropouts along the way. But there was a very competitive, like you have to be in the top 10% of your class. And I think this is part of, in Texas too, if you're in the top 10% of your graduating class in high school, you automatically are admitted to every state school in Texas.
Wow.
Right? So I think there's a level of like, we want to do that, but also there's a lot of kids at my school who are like, so competitive, like trying really hard to be in like the top 10, top 20. My parents, my mom was not like I would say she was not like a scholar, but she was like really pushing me to be a good scholar. My dad was like valedictorian of his high school and his college.
Jeez.
My grandmother was a valedictorian of her, I think, high school and college also. So I was just like, I guess I don't really care about this stuff though. Like I was out just outside the top 10% of my high school graduating class, and I was like, I don't really care. I'm fine. My mom
Were you
was
playing
like,
sports? What was life like? Like you dating, girlfriends, any?
I was a theater kid.
Theater kid.
I tried playing sports. I tried playing baseball. I was bad at baseball. Couldn't do it. Don't have the hand-eye coordination.
Okay.
In football, in Texas, you do have to play football. They do test like every child, basically.
Every kid has to like be assessed.
Boy. Yeah, you have basically like in my school district, it was 7th grade. Every 7th grade boy had to play football.
That is that's so Texas.
Just to like see if you can do it.
Yeah. Because your state needs you.
Yeah, your state needs you.
Yeah.
This is all we got. We're Friday Night Lights.
Yeah.
And
greatest show. So good.
That was bad. I'd be on Tuesday Night Lights. That's my best. That's the best I could do.
Waterboy Night Lights.
Yeah. But yeah,
so theater. A lot of theater?
Started doing theater, yeah, high school. I started in 8th grade. I was in like our middle school did How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I was Max the dog. Pretty good. Pretty solid.
I could see that. I could see you be a dog. I could see you really killing a dog.
Oh, dogs are great. Very physical.
Yeah.
You just got to, goof around.
And not a lot of words to remember?
No, just barks.
Just barks.
I had to bark at the right time.
Killing it.
And then high school, I did high school theater, and then I did speech and debate. So that's basically competitive acting.
Yeah.
And that was kind of where I started to get interested in doing, like, I started watching stand-up around this time. It was very, like, surreptitious. It was very... surreptitious, I think is the right word, but I would sneak up like at night after my parents had gone to bed. There was a TV upstairs by my room, and I would watch Comedy Central and Adult Swim very low volume just because I was like, oh, I got to see this. And I remember there'd be like, the old Girls Gone Wild ads where the steel drum would start to play.
Yeah.
And because ads were louder, I would hear the steel drum and I'd be like, oh, they're going to know. They're going to find out.
Yeah, you have to turn it down. Yeah.
But I would watch a lot of comedy, and then we had this event that was called Original Oratory, where the premise is you basically get 10 minutes to write and deliver a speech on whatever you want. It should be persuasive. Most of them are persuasive, but it's whatever topic you want. And I started doing that my junior year of high school, and I was very good at it. And so that was like the first inkling of like writing and performing a piece of material. Yeah. So it was like a 10-minute persuasive speech.
Which is pretty much a set.
Basically,
because listen, to persuade, you better entertain.
Yeah, and I had good jokes. I had some fun, like goofy bits, and I made it. I was like state finalist. I got 5th place in the state 2 years in a row, doing that.
That's big. That's a big deal. That's a big
Texas
deal.
is a big state.
Yeah,
there's a lot of kids competing.
And what were you persuading us to do, or the people's?
The first year, I persuaded people that useless trivia wasn't useless, and that people should learn useless trivia. That's where I actually my opening joke for years came out of that set, because I had this part at the very end where I was like talking about like useless facts that you might not know, and so I was just like naming off some things, and I closed it by saying, and did you know that J Light has half the calories and fat of regular J? And then I would wink. And
that was the closer?
That was like, it was close to the closer, but it was I was like, once I started doing stand-up, I was like, oh, that's great. That's a bit.
Yeah.
And I opened with that for years.
That's a great opener. Sets a tone, says the name, whole deal.
Tells you what we're getting into.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then my senior year, I had a speech that was about basically the importance of like getting in touch with your inner child and allowing yourself to have more time to like play and be childlike and not so
rigid mom and dad
focused. Hey,
that's interesting. Yeah, you're like, hey, mom and dad, you don't have to be in the 10%. Sometimes you need to let your inner child be a child.
Didn't even occur to me that might have been one of the subtle
driving
reasons that I did this thing. But yeah, and I did that. And that was a ton of fun. And then I started doing stand up. So I officially, like, my timeline's a little funky with like when I actually started, because the first time I ever did an open mic was 2008 when I was a freshman in college.
Okay.
But from 2008 until 2010, I didn't have a car. I was really fucking terrified to go do comedy. And I was in North Carolina. And
because that's where you went to college.
So my college was in the middle of nowhere in very rural North Carolina. There were cities close by like Chapel Hill, Raleigh, Durham, Greensboro. They had comedy scenes. I started dipping my toe in then, like my freshman, sophomore year, and then I would go back to Texas and like do comedy in Dallas a little bit, but I was mostly a camp counselor in the summer, so I wasn't even around. But then once I had a car, my junior year, I was like, all right, I'm going to give like an actual try at this. And I would find like, I'm going to get up like an open mic this week. I'm going to go do a show at a bar this week. And that's when I really actually started to like care about it after that. Do a little J-Light, half the calories and fat of regular J. Tell the fine people of
I love it.
of North Carolina what all that's about.
So what about love? Any love in high school? Any heartbreak?
I did have some love and some heartbreak. I was
Any religious guilt about doing naughty things?
I had my freshman year girlfriend. I dated this girl, Courtney, and she had very religious parents, more religious than mine, which I didn't realize was possible. But there's a lot of different flavors of Christianity where I grew up. Ours was a little bit more chill than this.
Which, did you know that before, or did you start dating her and you're like, oh, and you kind of like looked at your parents and like, I guess you guys aren't so crazy. Yeah.
But I was dating her, and she was not even allowed to see boys outside of school, which I didn't know about. And I was like,
so you were like school boyfriend, girlfriend?
Yeah, we were like making out in the hallway and hanging out and do that stuff. And I remember there's one time I was like, let's go see a movie.
She's like, not gonna happen.
She was like, I I'm gonna have to figure out how to do this, but I can sneak out. And I was like, okay,
like sneak out, or like I'm gonna have to tell my mom I'm going with like 4 different girlfriends.
A little bit of it was that. She was like, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna tell her I'm going with a friend, a female friend. And I was like, cool, I'll bring a dude friend of mine, so that way it can be like a double date.
Oh yeah,
right.
And really, if anyone asks, we just happen to go to the same movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then here's what happens. So we go. I'll never forget. It was the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. Opening weekend of the SpongeBob SquarePants movie.
Which, if there's any movie to go try to make out in the dark to,
it's this one. We were literally, I think we were the only teenagers there. It was all parents and kids. Like little kids.
Yeah, little
SpongeBob.
kids. Yeah, SpongeBob.
We're sitting in the back row.
Was that because that might be one of the only movie her parents would let her go see too? Was there some of that in play?
Oh no, I legitimately wanted to see the SpongeBob movie. I was just a fan.
I love it.
And I was like, I'm going to go see SpongeBob. Keep in mind, also, I'm like I said, I'm growing up super sheltered, so I am still watching SpongeBob regularly up until like this point. I'm 14.
Yeah.
I don't think I discovered Adult Swim or Comedy Central yet.
Yeah.
My cartoons.
Like, was Blue's Clues part of your life?
Oh, yeah.
I watched that literally till high school.
Blue's Clues is
as
great.
Dumb as that. It was like, yeah. And like in your mind, you're like, it's just, we're being idiots and yelling out that there's a clue.
Yeah.
And we know that this is not for us, but it's still fun.
Same with Dora the Explorer.
Yeah.
Swipe or no swiping.
Swipe or no swiping, dude. Swiper's a dick, dude. Yeah.
Piece of shit.
Okay, so you get to SpongeBob.
We're in the back row. SpongeBob's happening.
Back row.
And all of a sudden, Courtney's mom comes into the movie theater, sees us sitting in the back row. We're sitting right by the stairs. Marches up the stairs. I have my arm around Courtney. Big no-no. Snatches her out from under my arm and marches her out of the movie theater. And then she texted me that night. She's like, I'm grounded.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't think we should see each other. She was like, I get it.
Yeah.
But then
what she didn't say was, my mom said I'm never allowed to speak to you again.
She did. I was allowed to speak to her, but never.
Only at school.
Only at school. Never outside. So
what's crazy is mom suspected or something.
Yeah,
she sure as hell didn't trust her daughter. Mm-hmm. That's really what it was.
Yeah.
She did not trust her daughter enough that her daughter just wanted to go to a movie.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to check on this.
We're going to investigate.
Which is also crazy because it means her mom probably had to buy a ticket to get in.
Yeah.
Just to snatch her daughter and leave.
I hope that they didn't get a refund. I hope she did not try and get a refund for like the $6 she spent on that movie ticket.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, so then I didn't date anybody after that for a while. And then my junior year, I'm finding my confidence. I'm feeling myself. For speech and debate competitions, you got to wear a suit. So I'm wearing a suit like every weekend.
Yeah. So you're feeling sharp. You're feeling confident. Plus,
feeling
if you're
good.
theater, you're a performer. Mm-hmm. Theater girls are fun.
Theater girls are fun. Theater girls
a little annoying at times.
Yes, but they are a great hang.
They are, yeah.
And I started dating another theater girl. She was in the tech side. She was like costumes.
Mm-hmm.
And then we dated for like 2 years, and then we started dating long distance. Like we broke up before I left for college, and then she was like, "I'm gonna go to college early." So she like went and finished. She did like summer classes and got her degree early, her diploma. I mean, and then we like went to college. And then we were both like talking, and I was like, "We can't date. Like, I don't want to date you long distance. I'm gonna be terrified. I'm not gonna be able to do this."
Yeah, because also I'm not there. I'm here. Also, if there's an opportunity here, am I gonna not because we can have a phone call tonight?
Yeah, I mean, this is like the dawn of like FaceTime and Skype, so we're like, we can maybe make it work. But eventually, we both decided, okay, we're gonna try long distance, and that was a horrible decision.
Yeah,
we broke up maybe 4 or 5 months after we tried doing the long distance thing. And that
but does that mean that like there was really, you guys were never actually dating in the same town, or only in the very, very beginning?
In college, we dated. Yeah, we weren't in the same city at all because she was like in Lubbock. She went to Texas Tech.
So there was zero physical interaction in this relationship.
We saw each other a little bit in like spring break and fall break. I had a fall break in my college, which is weird, but we would go back, and she, you know, she's close enough that she could go like drive back and hang out. But I remember like my spring break, we were still together, and I had gone out to go visit her in Lubbock. Which, have you ever been to Lubbock, Texas? Don't ever go. Unless Texas Tech is like paying you to do their college, you have no reason to go to Lubbock.
Okay.
It is a 6-hour drive from anything exciting.
And it's like middle of nowhere?
In the middle of nowhere in West Texas. It's cactuses, it's tumbleweeds. It's like Wile E. Coyote cartoon shit out there.
And then a college.
And a college where everybody is just plastered all the time.
Because there's nothing else.
Because there's nothing else to do. You go watch football and then you get crazy drunk. You got Patrick Mahomes statues there still, I'm sure, somewhere, but like that's all there is to do. And I remember I was there, and things felt weird. I was like, something feels off. I remember I was like talking to her roommate, and I was like, is it just me, or is like something weird? And she's like, something's weird. You should know that I also feel like something is weird.
Like she was sensing that while you were there, her roommate was being weird? Or
no,
is she like she has information that she can't really tell you, but
it was more like
something's very weird because she has guys in her dorm all the time.
It was more like that.
Yeah, but I can't say that part of the sentence. Like something's weird.
There's more like that. Weird. There's much more like that.
And in her head, she's like,
you should not continue to date this woman long distance.
Yeah,
that's what I'm.
But have fun while you're here.
With my eyes.
Have fun while you're here.
Yeah.
Was it fun while you were there?
Not really.
Because it was just weird.
It's just weird.
Which is weird. If you're gonna cheat, I've been cheated on a few times. Mm-hmm. And part of me is like, if you're gonna cheat, first of all, just break up with me before you cheat. Mm-hmm. I'll actually respect you. I'll actually be like if you call me out and be like, hey, you know what? I've like met somebody that, okay, I'm not in town. Like because I did a long distance too a few times, and it's like, I'm not there. I get it. Go be a person.
Right.
Like, I'm going to be sad. Like, I might be heartbroken some, but, like, I still respect you for just being honest with me. Mm-hmm. But it was also, like, there were times where, like, I found out later that, like this girl was cheating on me. But the same thing, like, I went to visit, and like, we're not hooking up because it's kind of weird. But then you find out later that she's been hooking up with, like, a couple other, or, like, over time, like, a couple different.
Right.
It's like, well, at least suck me off while I'm in town. At least give me what you've been giving them and lying to me about.
It's just courtesy.
Yeah.
It's just the right thing to do.
Yeah, it's the right thing to do.
Now, I will say this. This is what really cemented it for me. And this is a human admission that I'm not proud of, but I will admit it.
I appreciate that.
Okay. So this is like 2009, right? So this is also like the dawn of Facebook as being like a thing that's on college campuses everywhere.
Everywhere.
Right?
Yeah.
And she had logged in to her Facebook account on my laptop.
Wherever we're going, it's not your fault, Will. It's not your fault.
So then I go back to go, I was like going back to go hang out at my house, and she was going to come in for the weekend because my spring break was ending and hers was beginning. So I was like, I'm going to be back home, a little overlap. I'm going to go see my family so I don't have to be in fucking Lubbock for the rest of the week. And I'm home, and I see that her Facebook is still logged in on my computer, and she is chatting.
You can literally watch live chats? I can
watch live as she's chatting with other friends.
Yeah.
I feel like, if memory serves, it was like a guy and there might have been a girl in there. There might have been
a group chat deal. Okay.
No, but it was like multiple chats.
Okay.
A couple different chats. And she was talking about like, I think I need to break up with Jay. I think now's the time. And I was like, oh man. And I remember seeing that, and I was like, this feels like, first of all, I feel bad because I'm like breaching her privacy, which I recognize, but like this is so inadvertent that I'm even seeing all of this.
And it wasn't like you designed it.
No, I didn't steal her password.
No,
it just happened to be.
You opened it up and there it was.
Yeah.
There's a car accident happening in front of you. You're watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember I called my mom and I was like, what do I do? Like, I have this evidence.
I love that
it's
your
happening.
Mom is the call. You were close with Mom.
I was.
You're very close with Mom. This is a mom conversation, not a best friend or a buddy conversation.
No. I mean, this was like, it felt the most immediate because all of my other friends, none of my friends were there.
Yeah.
All of my closest, like, friends were not physically, like, I needed somebody physically there who I could bounce this off of.
Okay. So you tell Mom.
And I tell Mom. And she's like, I mean, the best thing you can do is, like, say something.
All I want in my mind, I want you to join the chat and be like, you probably should. Actually, I'll just do this for you. Like, so what happened?
Only.
So I know. It's easy to say now.
It's easy to say now. But we eventually, over the course of the next couple of days, like, I stay logged in. This is again, bad admission on my part, but I will admit it. I downloaded a separate web browser. This is the only reason I downloaded like Firefox, so I could log in on my Facebook and
at the same time
in on hers.
Yeah.
And so I remember, like, over the next couple of days, I'm like seeing all this go down, and I'm like trying to formulate, like, what am I going to say? And then we break up. She comes to town. There's like, her neighbor's parents are out of town, so we're like having raves at their house. This is, we're wild teens. We're doing a bunch of, like, we were doing like Molly. We were getting crazy drunk.
And this is like freshman year.
Okay. Yeah. And we break up.
A lot of drugs?
A lot of drugs.
Did you start that in high school or just college?
I started drugs in high school. I didn't start drinking until college.
Interesting.
Started drugs when I was a senior in high school. But it was really just, I was smoking weed, and then she and I we did Molly a couple times together. I did like shrooms my freshman year of college after we broke up. Cause I was like, let's try it out.
Yeah.
But then, okay, so we break up, but then I'm like, I have to get over this girl, and I'm devastated, but I'm like, I got to do everything I can to get over her. And I stay logged in on her Facebook, and I just watch as like all of these other messages start to go down with like other dudes that she starts to like see.
Yeah.
And I see, in the course of like messaging, but like everything that she does for the next like 2 months. And that,
you're punishing yourself.
I was, but I was like, I felt like I needed to do that in order to get to a point where I was like,
fuck her.
Exactly. Where I was
you
like,
still, it hurt because you loved her or you liked her or whatever the thing was. Yeah.
I wanted it to work.
I need you to be a bad person.
Exactly.
And I'm willing to be a little bit of a bad person by leaving you logged in on my computer.
Yes.
Until you're a really bad person.
And I remember there was like one day when it automatically logged out of her account. And I was like, all right, this is it.
The universe has spoken.
There we go. And I was over her at that point because I had to be.
Yeah.
But I remember I was really hung up for a while. And then I was like, I guess I got to go like be a college student. And then I was. And it was a great time.
Mm-hmm.
I had a great time.
You like college?
Yeah. Yeah, I did. I had a lot of fun. I was in a frat.
I was
frat? Pi Kappa Phi.
Pi Kappa Phi. Different. Okay.
Pi Cap is the short.
Yeah, Pi Cap.
Pike is the one that
Pi
people
Kappa
mix up
Alpha.
with.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Very different.
Were you in a frat?
I was.
one?
Lambda Chi Alpha.
Oh, we had Lambda.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, every frat has their stories of like shit that went down. The Lambda story was that somebody got pushed down the stairs at their party and got paralyzed.
Yeah. I look back at the whole adventure of the fraternity, and there was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I realize now, looking back, I had a very dysfunctional relationship with a girl that treated me horrible, and I literally like followed her to Orlando because we were like together for 2 years in high school. She was older than me though, so she went like a year early.
Okay.
And she like had been like cheating on me for like the whole year she was up there.
Okay.
Yet she wouldn't let me break up with her because like when she went to go, I was like, "You're going to college. Like, we'll break up. I'll be there in a year. If this is a thing, we'll get back together. Like, but like go to college. Like, go be a person.
Mm-hmm.
You're 5 hours away. I've got a year of high school left. Like, go be a person. You're trying to get rid of me. I can't believe it. I love you so." I'm like, okay, fine. And then I find out when I move there that she's literally had like a boyfriend the whole time.
Oh boy.
And meanwhile, my senior year, I'm not dating anybody. I'm not like, there's all these women that I've known forever and that we're all seniors and I don't know what happened, but this sounds weird, but like I had multiple, it was like the last half of senior year.
Uh-huh.
There were multiple women like in my classes, and I was like, I was a cheerleader, did theater, I was close to women, like I was friends with a lot of women and stuff, and I had very close friends that like it was platonic, and then but their friends, it was not platonic.
Okay.
But I was like, I have a girlfriend,
yeah,
and mentally I have a girlfriend, and these girls like there are 4 different girls that just specifically made a point to be like, we should hang out. Like, we should get together. And I'm like, yeah, that'd be cool. We should all go do something. Like, that'd be, yeah, let's go. Let's all go. Yeah, that'd be so fun.
Go.
Because that, in my mind, I'm like, that's what you mean.
Yeah,
that's what you mean. Because I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
But what they're saying is, James, we should do something.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, I have a girlfriend. I mean, I'm not gonna. That's not what she means. She knows I have a girlfriend like that. And then I literally move up to Orlando, and within like 2 weeks. Actually, it's not even that. She came down to go. Actually, no. She came down to go to my senior prom. And she drove down to go to my senior prom. She shouldn't have done. She should have just been like, I'm in college. Have fun.
Have a
like
prom.
we should, you know what? Like we should break up. Like she should have done all that.
Right.
But she drives down to go to my senior prom. She literally like drives to town, gets in, comes straight to my house 2 days before prom. It's like 9:30 at night. I have to like she like calls or texts or whatever it was, and I like sneak out to talk to her in the front yard, and she sort of breaks up with me, but then goes to prom.
That's weird.
And then and still it's like nonstop hooking up. Prom night the whole time she's in town.
Everything's gonna be confusing.
Everything's
all the messages
so
are
like
mixed.
Oh my God. And it's like she and then when I moved to Orlando, I still thought we were like on the table, but we were sort of broken up and and she came around just enough my freshman year of college, because like she had dropped out of school and she was like, she had a job and she lived on like the other side of Orlando or whatever, but she literally came around just enough and blew me just enough to keep me hooked.
Yeah.
And also, if there was anything ever that came up about any other girl that showed interest in me, friendship, like of any kind, she would shut that shit down.
She'd come in, suck you off,
make you feel like, no, like we're still like, I care.
Keep you on the dole.
Keep you on the, yeah. And then literally, like, I remember one time I had met a girl, we'd hung out, like I went to like a big party. It was a friend of a friend. We hung out. This girl and I really clicked. We're still friends now. And she came over and spent the night. And like we like made out. But she spent the night. My phone rang at 7 a.m., which never happens in my dorm room. 7 a.m. Hello? Who's there? What? Who's there? And in my mind, I'm like, you live on the other side of town. How would you have any, and I still to this day don't know.
Wow.
Well, she better be gone because I'm coming over right now.
Damn.
She called into work, called out, and came over just to fucking throw grenades into whatever this was because some girl and I made out. And
the things
like,
people do when they're like 19 and 20.
My God.
The psycho shit.
It's crazy. That girl did a number on me.
Wow.
A number.
So she joined a fraternity after that.
Yeah, because I cheered my freshman year of college.
Okay.
And that is the only thing that got me through my freshman year because this girl was fucking my head up so much. Because again, I have a boyfriend, come over, suck your dick.
Mm-hmm.
I have a boy. We're not together.
Right.
I have this boyfriend. And then she would like talk shit about him when she was with me. And like, well, we're not like, he just needs a friend. We're not really like together like that. Like, I don't do this stuff with him and da-da-da-da. Suck your dick, suck your dick. You know, da-da-da. But also like, you better not be with anyone else. But like, I technically have this boy. Like, it was so weird. And I was so depressed. But like, collegiate cheerleading just wore me out physically to the point where it kept the depression at bay.
Sure.
Because I could sleep. There was a lot of crying. There was a lot of tears laying in bed of like, I don't know what the fuck's going on and I feel shitty and whatever.
Yep.
And I was just exhausted enough that I could fall asleep because I had you know, a 2-hour workout and then a 3-hour cheerleading practice on top of classes. And then when that finally like ended, what's crazy is that ended when she started sucking my roommate's dick, my best friend. And that was when I like went and rushed the fraternities of like, I need new friends apparently. And I don't know. I just need a distraction is really what it was. And it turned into a lot of binge drinking, which I learned I am not good at. And, but the fraternity was fun. There were definitely things I look back and I'm like, those things were not safe.
Yeah.
Piling 12 kids into the back of a pickup truck, like during rush. And they're like, you guys need to be at this address in 7 minutes.
Not safe.
Not safe. And then we get to that address and we're doing like wheelbarrow races to the end of the hallway to drink all the beer that's in a bowl to then turn around and come back and just shit-faced, you know, college shit. Which some of it, so much fun.
Oh, yeah. I had a blast being in a fraternity.
So, yeah,
I had a great
lot
time.
of it was fun. Some of it was like, I'm not good at this and I would never have drank this much if it wasn't the only thing that's happening here.
I see. See, I feel like I mean, this is the alcoholic in me. Is that like once
Are you an alcoholic?
I am. I'm sober now.
Sober? How long sober?
8 years and change.
All drugs and alcohol?
Mm-hmm. But I got,
Congrats.
Thank you. But in college, I was like, I remember in high school, all my friends would be out drinking. We'd be like, I'm going to smoke weed and that's it. And then, because I was like, I'm going to wait until I'm 21. And then I started drinking and I was like, oh, this is great. What I've been waiting for. What's going on?
Yeah.
But then I have the gene. Like I've got alcoholics and addicts in my family. And I found out about this later. And I wish I had known about it earlier because then maybe I would have attempted to like modulate my drinking and drug use early on.
Yeah.
But I mean, it worked while it did. It was great. Oh, I was great at drinking. I was great at binge drinking. I could drink all the I could drink all the horrible liquor. I could drink all the horrible beer. I could do all the the keg stands in the world and the chugging and all that shit. It was great. I was a great frat boy.
I had no off switch. Like once I'm the kind of drinker where I've learned now, which if I'm going to drink, the number is 3. Because if I do 4 is going to be 6. And at 6, I'm not actually counting anymore. So it could have been 9 or 12.
I see.
And then I'm blackout. And the next day I'm like, what happened? And like my friends are like, dude, you were crazy. You were doing this and that. And then we went to this place. And I'm like, I don't remember going to another place.
Yeah.
I have no memory.
See, yeah, for me, that number is 1.
You start at 1 and 1 just turns into the rest of the night.
1's the rest. One and not done. That's it.
I had a weird one happen recently.
Oh yeah,
and I swear this happens every like 3 years.
One of your friends did surgery on you,
and I have no recollection. I'm a woman now.
Well, you look great.
Thank you. I was doing shows, actually. I was headlining Madhouse a couple weekends ago. And a friend within the village group, it was his 50th birthday party.
Cool.
And he's a guy that makes a good living and does well. And he was like, I'm throwing a hell of a 50th. He threw this big private party downtown, like 2 blocks away from where Madhouse is now. Private venue, band. The guy was awesome. Open bar, full dinner, dance floor, photographers, stage, like all this. And it was great. And it was all like, it's all adults. Like nobody's a kid. Like everyone's whatever. And I get there and I'm like, all right, this party starts at 5:30. My first show is at 8 or 7:30, which means from 5:30 to 7, I went to this I planned the whole thing out. I'm going to the party. I will have over that time 3 drinks.
Okay.
And dinner.
Sure.
And we'll dance. We'll hang out with the group, the friends. It'll be a blast. Awesome. That was what I did.
Okay.
What I didn't realize was that because it's a private party with an open bar, all drinks are doubles.
Oh, I see.
I did 2 shows, and something that Robert has been letting me do. I asked him. I said, "Hey, like, I definitely want to like headline more weekends and just kind of make it a regular, like every other month or something, if that's possible." But I really want to start working on like longer sets and really structuring them and da-da. So like I want to do at least 45. And he was like, whatever you want. That's fantastic. Great. Which is awesome.
Cool.
I did 2 shows, 45 minutes, at least 45. And I probably ran the light. So I was doing like 52 an hour. No memory of either. Fully blacked out.
Wow.
Apparently between shows, I went and got pizza with one of the comics because she was like, hey, I think you should eat something. And I'm like, I just ate 2 chicken, like in my mind. And I remember eating dinner. I ate 2 chicken breasts, a thing of salmon, some potatoes, some veggies. You know, I was drinking water too.
Yeah.
Thinking like, I'm going to be responsible. I'm going to catch a buzz. I had 2 shows last night, Friday night. They were great. I ran my 45 totally sober because I don't drink. I do not drink before I go on stage or smoke. I perform sober.
Wow.
But I was like, you know what? We ran the 45. It felt good. We had good shows. I love to experiment. Let's catch a buzz and go run the show.
Sure.
And just see. We're filming, or I didn't film. I was just like, let's just go run the show.
Happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll be a little loose. We'll be a little vibey, whatever the thing is, da-da-da-da. It'll be great. Except I didn't realize it wasn't 3, it was 6.
Yeah.
And God knows if it was really 8. Like, I don't, whatever. Apparently between shows, I went and got pizza because she was like, you should eat something. And then when I got back, I started ordering beers. I was drinking beers. No memory. 0 memory of it. I functioned through 2 full shows.
Wow.
Did 2 full sets. And according to my friends, I had friends that were at the party. The party ended at like 9. They came to the late show at 9:30 because it was a block and a half away. And they and some other comedians were like, dude, you were on fire. You fucking murdered. Like, I've never seen you like this. I've never seen you this big. I've never seen you perform like that. Da-da-da-da. Like, praise, praise, praise. No memory. I have one memory that I caught myself in the middle of the late show, where the only memory I have is me catching myself. This sounds weird, like you might get this from like a theater standpoint. You're performing, but you're going really big.
Yeah.
I caught myself acknowledge that, like, wow, you're really performing. And the thought was like, but in the crowd, like, I knew the crowd was into it. I was performing. I was having a blast. I knew that too. I was having fun, but I had this moment of like, I'm really performing this.
Really cranking it up.
You're really cranking it up. And the thought was, let's go bigger. That's the only memory I have of 2 shows.
Wow.
And what's crazy, I got off stage. I walked to the back. This I have memory of. I have memory of getting to the front door. I took pictures with 2 people as they were exiting. And then I look up and Barry Katz is standing next to me, looking me in the face. And he's like, I just saw that. I've been here for about 30 minutes. And,
wow.
You're an incredible performer. And you just, the way you own the stage and you run that and you just had the crowd eating out of your hand. It was really impressive. And I could tell you're really good at this and you're a really smart guy and your jokes are really good. But at some point you're going to have to ask yourself, and this is the worst Barry Katz impression, but like, at some point you're going to have to ask yourself, are dick jokes really going to get you to the next level?
That's a very Barry
weirdly
Katz thing to say.
yeah. Which is reason it's fucking Barry Katz. And I was like, oh my gosh, you're Barry Katz. He's like, you know who I am? I'm like, yeah, fuck. Yes. Like, how the fuck did? Yes, you're Barry fucking. I think I said that to his face. You're Barry fucking Katz.
Do comics know on site? Maybe him.
Maybe him. And we sat there and talked for 30 minutes. I remember most of that. And also in my head, I'm like, he didn't even see a normal show. He saw craziness. Because I'm like, I can't even remember when he's like, our dick joke's going to get you the next level. I'm like, what was I doing?
A lot of dick jokes, I
guess. Apparently, which my act has dick joke, but like not 45 minutes of dick jokes.
Hey, you're letting them all hang out.
Oh my God. Wow. So that was like this crazy end to a night. And part of me, like the next day, my buddy and I caught an Uber. No, after that, I went to an after party because the whole party went to an after party.
Oh, sure.
Did not drink anymore. Was still just drinking. At that point, I was drinking water.
Fully back in.
Fully back in.
Out.
Fully unblacked out. Dancing my ass off. Hanging out with my friends. Caught an Uber at 3 a.m. to the house. Got home.
Wow.
I don't have my keys. I left them at Madhouse. Walked to my neighbor's house who was part of the group.
Okay.
Slept on their couch. Woke up next day. Took an Uber downtown. Got my keys. Whatever. But like... That's my problem. Well, and I thought I was being in control. I thought it was like 3 drinks, catch a buzz.
You can never. That's the thing. This is a thing that I've learned. Like all that I can do, as far as control goes, it's very easy for that to go out the window because there's a lot of. I mean, they say this is like a 12-step first step thing. Is like you're powerless. And your life's unmanageable. That's like literally the first step of like any 12-step program is that you're powerless over the substance. Your life has become unmanageable. And so what I do as a sober person now is like I will still find ways where I'm like trying to have some control over a situation, but in that trying to get control, I will find myself in a place where I am things are not manageable. And it's because you just can't predict shit.
Right.
You can't predict that like the party is going to actually be giving you doubles instead of singles. I mean, I've been at shows since sobering up where I this happened last year. I was headlining at the Velveeta Room and I got a drink, just a soda water, right? And I was drinking it. And I'd put it down, and I was like, the show was done, and then I go back to grab it, and I'd grabbed somebody else's drink. It was, same cup,
right? Looked the same.
Lime, looked the same. Grab it,
Vodka.
Take a sip. Tequila. Different. Yeah. Different for me.
Yeah.
But I was like, of course.
Can't control. Yeah.
Can't control it because I all I can do is set myself up to react to whenever I'm in a weird situation or if I'm in a sticky situation, all I can do is allow myself to react in a way that is like in line with what I think and believe and how I know I'm the best version of myself. So it sounds like the nice thing about like when you were blacking out, like as the performer and you just were like, I'm gonna turn it the way the fuck on, which is great for that.
Great,
to be
but
the
part of me's like,
thing.
Yeah, and I remember thinking about that and trying to process that of like, all right. Multiple people that are comics that saw me and friends of mine that have seen me perform before were like, I've never seen you like that. You were on stage. You were just on fire. You were in the moment. You were just da-da-da-da. You were like, I wish I'd filmed it. I'd love to see.
And I would love to see that.
Right? But there's part of me, it's like, so what am I not doing when I'm sober? Do I have, am I, who I consider myself very comfortable on stage?
Yeah, I've never seen you not seem comfortable on stage.
That's a part that blows my mind of like, what am I still holding back? Was I just so like the inhibitions were gone, so I was willing to really put it out?
I mean, this is something that like I am currently in the seeking phase of like, how do I really leave it all on the table while I'm performing?
Yeah.
I still find myself in places where I'm like, I'm holding back. I can tell I'm holding back. And now I've gotten to a point where at least I've done a lot of work with like physical stuff, like physical theater and like, of course the like meditating and all the other stuff that kind of goes along with that. But like now I'm at a point where like I can feel in my body like, okay, I'm about to, if I want to like riff on something, I can feel the part of me that's like, don't do that, which is up here, which is in my brain being like, don't say
protecting
this thing,
you,
protecting you. And then there's the part that's in my, literally it's like my gut or like my, somewhere in this like solar plexus region where I can feel the like the tension, but it's like pulling me forward. And I'm like, well, I should go with that.
Yeah.
Because if that feels right, and the thing in my head is saying, don't do it.
Which is just trying to protect you.
It's trying to protect me.
Yeah.
Which is, I think there's a lot of places where I should feel protected. But I do feel like on stage is the place where you should follow the instinct more so than the regulator.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Like, I'm happy to follow the regulator in polite society in an everyday life. I'm not going to say the crazy thing. I'm not going to say I'm not going to roast the person who I think is like being a piece of shit in a business meeting.
Right. In a business. Yeah. Yeah.
In a comedy club or in a show.
Yeah. You signed up for this when you came in.
I'm going for it.
Yeah.
Why not? Because that's the thing. It's like I went through a phase. The hardest thing for me, like post-COVID, not just getting back into like the rhythm of doing shows and spots regularly again. It was really like finding myself being present on stage again and not just going through the motions. Because that's the thing I get caught up in the most is like not physically being here with the audience.
Yeah.
And just
you're performing.
I'm on autopilot though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that happen. I think that happens like every few years. I was talking about this with somebody else where it's like, you start out, you're doing 3 to 5 minutes at open mics, 3 minutes a lot. And then you figure out your 3 minutes, and then 3 minutes turns into 5 minutes, and 5 minutes turns into, and then like, you start working on another 3 minutes, and then technically you have 8 minutes, and then, you do another couple jokes, and in your head you have 10, but then somebody offers you 8, and you realize that your 10 is actually 7.
Yeah.
And then that's how you build. But then all of a sudden I feel like there's like this time, like two years in, whatever, when all of a sudden everyone's offering you 8 at all the bar shows. And I felt like I had like a year where I didn't write a whole lot because I just was doing all these 8-minute sets, and I was like, well, I have to do these 8 jokes that I know work.
Yeah.
So you go through these phases of like, oh, I'm writing and I'm growing and and you're like, in your mind, you're like, I'm doing a bunch of sets. I'm leveling up in the scene. Like I'm getting to do. Somebody gave me 12 minutes.
Yeah. Oh man,
that's crazy. That's 12 minutes. And then in your mind, you're like, can I even do 12? Like. I still have moments like that where somebody would be like, hey, do you want to come do like 25 on this thing? And I'm like, yeah. And then like before the show, I'm sitting there writing my set list. I'm like, do I even have? I'm like, you've done an hour and 10. Like, you're fine. Yes, you do.
Yes, it's easy.
It's just weird. But yeah, I definitely feel like there's these like plateaus of like time and writing and stuff where, all of a sudden you're like, 6 months I've been doing the same 8 minutes because I'm too afraid to not do well. And that's the other part is I feel a responsibility to do well for people. And to the point where I take things, I don't want to say too seriously, but like even like when I cheered in college, in my mind, I had no business. I was like a kind of a chubby kid. I had zero gymnastic ability. I had cheered in high school, but compared to college, that was a fucking joke.
Sure.
My first college cheerleading practice was harder than 3 years of cheerleading in high school. Like high school cheerleading was like, we're going to stretch, we're going to do some jumps, we're going to practice a couple basket tosses,
right,
and then we're going to run through our cheers, and then practice is over. Like this, and we're just me and a buddy hanging out with 26 girls. Like, this is great.
Yeah.
And then you get to college and they're like, for the next 3 hours, you're going to throw Michelle over your head. That's what you're going to do for 3 hours. Oh, before we start practice, 2-mile run. Then we're all going to stretch as a team. Then we're going to do at the end, we're going to do a bunch of ab workouts. Also during the day at noon, you need to be at the gym 3 days a week because you're doing your ex. Which now I'm like, sign me up.
Sure.
I would love to do all that again.
Get a cheerleader's body.
Oh my God. I was in great shape. I was in the best. Now I look back and I'm like, if I would have controlled my eating a little in college, I was so strong. I was stronger than I had ever been through 3 years of high school football.
Okay.
Yet I was eating. I had the mentality of like, well, I'm doing all this, I can eat more. And I just ate. And also you have like meal plans, so you're just fucking feasting at the
you just go to the buffet, the cafeteria.
Yeah, I'll take 3 fried chicken sandwiches. Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. And there's chocolate cake every day, lunch and dinner.
You know I'm getting that chocolate cake.
I'm getting 2.
Yep. Why not?
I can have nothing but chocolate cake. They don't give a shit.
Yeah.
This lady works at a cafeteria at a college. Like, she doesn't care how many chocolate cakes. Meal plan, bitch.
No, we're on the
it's
meal
all
plan.
It's all just, if it fits on the tray, you're good. Mm-hmm. And now I look back and I'm like, you would have been in really good shape, but somehow you were still chubby the whole time.
It's because you lived.
I did live. I
is
loved
good.
it. I loved cheering. I wish I didn't quit. I quit and then I joined a fraternity and then I just started binge drinking and all that shit. But
See, I cycled back to the other fun thing I did in college, which is game show hosting. Because I was a host of my on-campus college. Like,
you had a game
TV
show
network
then.
Game show, yeah.
Full circle.
Yeah. Because now that's what I'm back doing again.
Yeah.
But it's like obviously it's way different. But that's the thing. It's like, I always loved game shows. I grew
What
up
was the
watching a
game
lot of
show in
shows.
college?
It's called Win Stuff.
Win Stuff. And what was the premise? And you really, like, you created this and started putting it on?
I did not create it. It was the longest running TV show on the campus TV network.
Okay.
And I joined my freshman year. I was a camera operator. And then they had host auditions because the host was a senior. And I was like, I want to be the host. I love game
you
shows.
killed it.
And I killed it. And I started hosting the game show. And so it was like a weekly thing that I did, sophomore through senior year. And I did that. And it was just a trivia game show, standard stuff. We're giving away gift cards to Chili's and other fun places around us. Why not?
Yeah. That sounds like a blast.
It was a great time. And I I did that for 3 years. And then now a couple years ago, somebody asked me, hey, we want you to have a roast show because I did roast battle for so long.
I remember.
They're like, you're the roast guy.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if I want to put a roast show on. I also don't want to put a stand-up show on. Let me do something else.
Yeah.
So then I, devised this game show and
get what's the first of all, I'm sorry, what's it called and what's the premise?
Oh, it's called Wrong. We initially said the subtitle used to be Wrong, a fucked up game show. But you can't advertise a fucked up game show.
Yeah.
So we call it, for advertising purposes, a dark comedy game show. I mean, because it's essentially what it is.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a game where we have comics come on and they will do a set that is whatever I ask them to do, their most fucked up jokes. So it can be dark, it can be dirty, whatever. And then we play games. And these games are designed to put the comics on their heels. And we watch as you try and be funny, getting back to like standing up straight. So like, we'll go through your old social media posts. We will pull out tweets that you tweeted like a decade ago, blank out words, and then show you options. Say, hey, did you say this one, or this one? And we did that, and we do this for me too.
Yeah.
So like, we're not doing it just for everybody every single time. All of a sudden, it's just like, hey, we found this tweet that Jay tweeted that was like 2012 when he was probably blackout drunk. What did you say, Jay? We go through stuff about you. We ask uncomfortable questions based on like the things that we find.
Gotcha.
Like one of my favorite things we ever did. We had this guy, do you know Eli Leonard?
That sounds familiar.
He's so funny. He was on like Curb Your Enthusiasm. He does stand-up and clown stuff in LA. And he was on the show, and he has this bit in his act where he talks about working at the Holocaust Museum in LA. And
as a clown.
No, it's just like it's a joke. It's like a bit about he's like I'm like a mannequin of a Jew at a Holocaust museum. He looks like he looks kind of like a young Larry David. He's got like the glasses, the hair, it's all very similar, right? Like he looks for lack of a better word, he looks very Jewy.
Okay.
And he plays into that in his act. And he has this joke, like I said, about working at the Holocaust Museum as like the model of a Jew. And we were like, you're a Jewish guy. You've been to a lot of Holocaust museums. I've seen you talk about this. And then we said, so, as somebody who's an expert, and the question we asked was, what would be in your dream Holocaust museum? And the crowd, and the first thing, like, we try and write questions that are like going to be funny enough as like oh my God, I can't believe they said that.
Right.
But then also, we're putting the comics in a position to where they can just be funny and riff their way out of it.
Yeah.
So he's just sitting there. He's like, this is a very interesting question. Well, no Holocaust museum is worth its salt without shoes. And then, he goes on. Oh and it's this great, like, and we're doing this just like over and over and over again. Yeah. And then we have like rotating like topical stuff. But like the whole premise is it's like we're creating a place for comics to be allowed to like say things that are
dark and fucked up. Yeah.
And nobody's gonna get mad at you. Nobody's gonna take anything out of context. Nobody's gonna try and be like, oh, you can't say that. Everybody in the audience, everybody on the show, we're basically creating like a bubble that is, hey, it's okay, and we're going to give you some fake points, and we're going to give you some prizes that we found in the trash or at the Goodwill, and everybody's going to have a great time. And so
it sounds like a blast.
It's a fun time.
The show's at 9:30 tonight?
10 tonight.
10 tonight. I might be able to make that. I might just swing through. I'm doing my set, but then if I can, yeah.
Where are you at, Madhouse tonight?
No, I'm up. I'm doing the June Shine Brewery, the factory up in Miramar, up to 15. But that might work.
Nice.
I think our show starts at either 7:30 or 8. If it's 7:30, I can definitely do it. 8,
check it out.
I will.
Oh my God, I gotta have you on next time we're down in San
that'd
Diego.
be a blast.
If we can overlap it.
We definitely can.
Yeah.
So how long you've been doing this for? A couple of years now?
Just about 2 years. It'll be 2 years in April.
And you've taken it on the road. I mean, you're here. It's LA to San Diego. I don't consider the road, but like
it's
you're
barely
here.
the road.
It's barely. It's enough. But you've done this around the country, so you're taking this to cities.
Yeah. So LA is our home base, obviously.
And you do it regularly in LA, and then kind of take it on the road from there.
Yeah, we were doing it at a couple of different venues last year. We just started doing it a little bit more regularly at the Comedy Store in the Belly Room. But we took it to Austin. We took it down here to San Diego. We've gone to New York City with it. We have gone. We're going to Atlanta in a couple days.
Does this have its own website or Instagram or something that people can check out?
At Wrong Game Show on all the socials.
Wrong
Game Show. Yeah.
At Wrong Game Show.
And we post clips from it. We started releasing stuff on YouTube, and we have a podcast version of it. So if you like fucked up stuff. This might be for you.
This might be for you.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if you like comedy and you're not necessarily like, I don't know about this, you should check it out anyway.
Definitely check it out. And then where can people find you, J-Line?
I am at Diet J on all the social medias. Still
that joke. Still using the joke.
Why not? When you come up with a joke that's that ironclad.
And it's like, it's the name, it's the thing. Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah. Though I will say I do get a lot of weird diet influencers who follow me on Instagram every once in a while because they think that it's like a diet account, and they're like, sign up for this tummy tea. And I'm like, no, I'm.
Oh, so they're following you because they're just trying to follow anybody within the diet world.
They think they're gonna get like nutrition tips and workout tips.
I mean, why aren't you making nutrition and workout content? That's kind of funny in its own.
Maybe
side project in all your free time.
Maybe when I have
creating content,
all of my free time, I will also do. I should just film myself making a shake after I do a Peloton.
What'd be funny is like there's that, or there's also like I mean, you seem pretty fit. I think, do you work out a lot?
I do. I try to
eat healthy.
I work out very hard because I don't eat healthy. But I start.
Well, then that's what I was gonna say is like, if anything, Diet J, you should start posting comments of like, this is the shit meal I eat. This is my diet.
I mean, I'm making a point every time I come to San Diego to eat a California burrito. Like, I'm not.
Can you not get them in LA?
Not really.
Is that a thing? I think I've heard whispers of that, but like, it's not a thing once you get north of Oceanside.
There's one place that I know of that does a California burrito, and then there's one place that's by me called Cacao.
That's not the name of a burrito shop, by the way.
No, Cacao Mexicatessen. And
everything you just said is not good.
And they do a burrito that's their version of a California burrito. They call it the Northeast LA burrito. But it's basically like if you did a double and made it into a burrito. It tastes good, but it's not a California burrito. And I can't abide by saying it's a California burrito.
It is so weird because San Diego, the food here, and it's not like even in Texas, like Tex-Mex and stuff, like I'm not a fan of Tex-Mex. It's just a different flavor profile. I'm not saying I wouldn't. If I'm in Texas, I'll go.
Of course.
But it's like, it's just different.
Tex-Mex is it's Mexican food, but it's all the cheese. It's the queso.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. It is. It's all the cheese.
I had to hold back very hard from not doing a bit just now, just so you know.
No, do the
Tex-Mex. Tex-Mex is like regular Mexican food, but with more shootings.
Are there more shootings in Texas?
Oh, I mean, there's more guns in Texas. There's a lot. But are there because of that?
Well, how do I say this? I was about to say justified shooting. Are there more or less mass shootings in Texas than the rest of the country?
I would say there are probably. I mean, I don't know the hard and fast stats.
Make it up.
My guess
is we're a news channel, by the way. This is a news. Let's be human news.
My guess is there are more. But also, I do know there are more incidents where, like, the mass shooting, somebody else
gets ended very quickly. Yeah.
But like, I mean, that's the one thing because there are so many more guns in the state of Texas.
Yes. Everyone's got guns.
I got guns.
Yeah.
It's in Texas, but I got a gun.
You didn't bring it to LA?
House. I didn't want to have to deal with like trying to get the registration and figuring out across state lines.
Yeah. Okay.
Which has been a whole thing.
You heard it here. J Light, pro gun, pro AR-15. Everyone should have one.
My comedy album is called Good Guy with a Gun, after all.
Good Guy with a Gun, after all?
Just Good Guy with a Gun.
Oh, okay. I was like, after all? I like that. Like, yeah, like the...
That's a lot.
Good Guy with a Gun,
after all.
After all. Yeah. I like guns in a safe manner.
Yeah, me too. They're fun. Do them safely.
What's that? Doom?
Do them safely.
Oh, I thought you said Doom safely.
Doom, a great way to have a gun. Doom, Call of Duty.
Yeah, I mean did you play a lot of that?
Wolfenstein.
Did you play all that stuff?
No, I was not allowed to have video games that were with blood.
But you're killing Nazis. Even then, no?
Too much blood.
There was a lot of blood.
I
think back to that, and I think about when I started playing Doom and Wolfenstein. My parents had no idea. No clue.
I wish my parents had no idea.
I was on so I'm 42, you're 30
33.
33.
I'm almost 34.
Okay, so we're all right, 9 years apart. I was around with AOL dial-up.
Oh yeah, I had AOL dial-up.
And I was in like middle school.
Okay.
And I remember getting on there, and you'd get in chat rooms, and you'd talk about things, and you'd find things before Google, but you find, and I was like, my parents, I look back, I'm like, they had zero clue of the games we were playing, the gore, like Doom 2, where you're running around with a shotgun, you're blowing people away. Like, we'd set up LAN parties in our buddy's, house and have like 4 computers through coax cable network together playing Doom.
Oh, a great time.
Oh, so fun. So fun.
I had friends of mine, like I would have, I'd go to their houses so I could play GoldenEye because I wasn't allowed to have GoldenEye in my house.
I remember that.
But like I had friends of mine who were the same age, they had GoldenEye. I'm like, I'm going to go play GoldenEye. I want to go shoot. I want to go.
And you get 4 on this TV, right? You could have 4 people playing at once, right? Yeah. That was fun.
What a time.
But yeah, the parents had no real clue. Well, at the same time, I look back at that. At no point in playing Doom or Counter-Strike or Wolfenstein was I ever like, yeah, you can just shoot people. Like, I don't know where that line is. Like, people are like, oh, violent games, da-da-da. At the same time, like, I do see some stuff. I'm like, Grand Theft Auto definitely desensitizes.
Oh, yeah.
But
Grand Theft Auto, I look at as that's like an arcade game practically. Because like Grand Theft Auto, the only reason I play Grand Theft Auto is in order to try and get a 5-star rating so I can be running from the cops.
Right.
That's the most fun part.
And then you're trying to get away and you're just you're running over people and doing things in the whole. Yeah. What's funny though is like, there's so much. I blame parents for most of the problems.
I think that's where a lot of it comes down to.
Like if you're blaming the video game your kid's playing, why is your kid playing that video game? Because that's you.
Yeah.
And if your kid's building an arsenal and pipe bombs in his room and in the basement, and you don't know, that's you.
Yeah.
You're not an involved parent.
Yeah. That is what it is. That is, I think, an indicator that you should be more involved.
Yeah. And for sure. If your kid's if your kid, and this is very 1990s, if your kid and his friends are wearing black trench coats and dyeing their hair black and they don't speak to you, you probably should take some steps to start re-entering their life.
Yes. You should investigate what's going on.
Yes.
Like my my mom in particular was a helicopter mom, but also there's a kid in my neighborhood who like invited me to like build pipe bombs with him. And I was like, that seems like a bad idea.
Yeah.
I feel like if my mom was not a helicopter mom, I probably would have been like, yeah, let's go blow up this park.
I'm trying to think. Like we had fireworks. We weren't building stuff. We never really lit fires.
I mean, listen, I wanted to build a battle bot. I got the brain.
Yeah.
And that is very easy. You can very easily turn that into, I'm going to build improvised explosives.
I'm going to build a battle bot that delivers improvised explosives.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm going to do the Hurt Locker in Colleyville, Texas.
We grew up, I was never the explosion side of it, but my brothers and I, we grew up flying radio control airplanes. My dad got us into aviation stuff really early.
Okay.
And so by the time I was like 8, I had my own little RC airplane with like a gas engine, and my brother had one, and we would all go flying. It was like my brothers and my dad. It was great. I still do it. My daughter does it now.
Nice.
A great hobby. But my brother and I, I grew up in the Florida Keys, so we are 80 miles from Cuba. And the Bahamas are right there, like whatever. And like we grew up in the 80s. We were in the Keys, so we're an hour and a half south of Miami when all the cocaine was coming to Miami and the Keys.
Oh, yeah.
Like
and
there was a day.
The boats, the cigarette boats.
Yeah, there was
right?
boats.
Yeah.
It was the whole thing. Like we knew, now we know a ton more of like the stories, but like we knew kids who, like there was one day when I was in elementary school where like, and again, tiny town. This is small town, small school, right? The high school has 700 kids. My elementary school, like in one day, the feds came and rounded up like 15 dads, and they all went to prison.
Wow.
Because they all got busted for running bales of cocaine and stuff like that. Like we had heard stories, like there was probably like in the late 70s, kids that went to my high school would be approached. Like a lot of kids down there had boats. A lot of kids down there would just have access to a boat, or they had some little boat with a little two-stroke on it, whatever. 12 foot, 15 foot, whatever.
Okay.
Running around fishing, catching lobster. Like that's very key shit. And if you had a boat, it was apparently in the late 70s and 80s, it was very common that you would be approached. And they would be like, some guy would be like, we see that you have a boat. How would you like to make $10,000? And all I need you to do is to, on Thursday night, you're going to take your boat out to this spot. We'll tell you where. You're going to take it there. And then when we tell you, you go home. That's it. That's all you got to do.
Sure.
And this is back when like the Coast Guard didn't have the stuff. There was no like Border Patrol. The Marine Patrol wasn't a thing back then too. So it was like there were like literally 2 Coast Guard boats that patrolled from the tip of the mainland to Key West, which is 127 miles of islands, right?
Yeah.
And so what they would do is just a numbers game. They would have 20 kids come out here in their boats. They would all meet in one place. A plane would fly over, throw out giant square groupers, what they call them, just big bales of cocaine.
Okay.
They would crash into the water. They would divvy that up onto like 3 of the 20 boats, and then they would all scatter.
Sure.
And the boats can only chase one person. And even if they catch one of the boats, there's 2 other boats that have like hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars of cocaine on them, whatever.
Right.
So that's what they would do. And these high school kids would get, all of a sudden you just made $10,000.
I mean,
now you've got more money. You just made like half your parents' income.
Yeah.
A third of your parents' income in 1979, right? So then apparently you do that a couple of times, and then they go, you want to make $40,000? If we just put a couple of these little bricks, and we're just going to stash them underneath the gas tank, and then you just take it into that dock, da-da-da. And that's what happened. It's like these kids just started getting involved. And like, how do you say no to that when you're a broke kid? Your family's broke. You're living in the Keys. Like your mom's a waitress at a bar or a bartender. Your dad's working at a marina or building stuff. He's in construction. And now you can literally go make more money than they've seen. It was crazy. Right. So like we grew up in the 80s in the Keys with all that going on. I don't know how I got on the story. But so my brother and I, this is fucking I went way too far to get here. My brother and I were like, we were flying radio control airplanes. I was like, dude, we could totally set one of these planes up to carry 2 kilos of cocaine.
Oh, sure.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
We can build an RC airplane that'll fly 80 miles at 50 feet off the deck. That's easy.
No big deal.
So easy. And then now it's funny because now like drones are everywhere. And I'm like, oh, that's definitely... like drones back and forth to Mexico, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure.
Are just constant.
Drones that can carry like Amazon packages. They're
now the drones are big.
Yeah.
But the thing is like things like cocaine, like a kilo is 2 pounds. That's that's a small drone with one little package, but 2 pounds of. I don't do cocaine. I don't know what cocaine goes for, so it's all like made up numbers in my head. But I don't know what 4 pounds of cocaine go for.
I would say if you're going to do a drone these days, and this is explicit advice to anybody listening, if you're going to go to do the drone business, go for the fentanyl because that's where the money is.
But that's killing people.
But that's where the money is.
Who's doing fentanyl? It's so funny. I'm talking about the business
We're talking
side.
just business.
You want to do good business? Okay. There you go. The Let's Be Human podcast does not promote or encourage anyone to do fentanyl or cocaine.
But they do promote good business practices.
Good business practice. Yeah, be smart. Have a good accountant. I don't get, like, you've been up in LA for a while.
Yeah.
You've seen all the drugs.
Poof.
I know it's here. Mm-hmm. I like through a little bit of rumor, I've heard different guys be like, oh, those guys, and like I like find out like later after that, like, oh yeah, like you can get coke from that guy, and I'm like, yeah, he seems the type. Yeah. Like, but I don't. It's just not my world.
Sure.
I don't get who's doing fentanyl for fun. I thought that's. I didn't know that was a thing.
Anybody is doing fentanyl for fun. I think people are doing. I think if you're doing fentanyl straight up regularly, I feel like it is because you are trying to not have withdrawals. I think it's because that.
But how did you get into the fentanyl? Because you were doing cocaine that happened to have fentanyl in it?
Maybe. Or you were doing heroin that had fentanyl in it, or you were doing. I mean, this is the classic. You ever read Empire of Pain?
No.
Great book.
Okay.
Patrick Radden Keefe, one of my favorite authors. Great book about the Sackler family and how it's
the opium.
Opioid.
They just made that Netflix thing, which was great. Matthew Broderick, right?
Yes,
that was really good.
Yeah. And Dope Sick on Hulu, same sort of story. But it's all these people who are like working for the Sackler family in Purdue Pharma. They would there would be stories of people in this book who like had some sort of an injury. They get prescribed OxyContin, and then
the doses go up and up and up and up, and then the doctor says no more.
And then they have to go find like a pill mill, or then they start going out and they like shoot up heroin, or like
because they got to do something because they're literally in withdrawals.
And then now the fentanyl has become everything's either cut with fentanyl now, or you can just get it, and that's what people are doing because it is powerful. It's very strong,
crazy strong.
It'll do the job. And there's a reason why like fentanyl is still used in medical settings because it is a very effective opiate.
Yeah.
It is very effective if you are using it with like somebody who's
controlled
anesthetist or somebody who's administering it to you properly. Of course it's going to work wonders.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're just looking to not be jonesing and you're looking to not be like feeling like you're gonna sweat through every layer of clothing that you have and like scratch your fucking skin off.
Did you ever get to that with drugs? Have you ever?
No. I was always like, I was drinking a lot. I was blacking out a lot. I never did any cocaine. I never did any heroin, anything with needles. Yeah. I smoked a lot of weed.
Some mushrooms,
some acid, some Molly. I may have done like the closest I feel like, if anything, and this is not scientific at all, but like I do know that there are some times where Molly is like when they press a pill, it is cut with something else.
Right.
Usually meth is what I hear. So I feel like if anything, I may have accidentally done some meth at a certain point in my life. Like, and
that's
I will say,
very fun.
Can I tell you the closest it ever happened that
Yeah.
I'm thinking about? So there's the show that used to happen in LA called Performing Under the Influence. It was at the Hollywood,
I remember that. Yeah.
Hollywood Hotel, horrible basement comedy room. The bartender would like go practice trumpet in the back. So if you were bombing, you could just hear him literally playing like a sad jazz trumpet. Horrible space, a staple of LA comedy. I did the show there where you do 3 minutes sober and then you go do your drugs and then you do 8 minutes of fucked up of whatever drug.
And do they set it up in a way where like you do your 3 minutes and then you have a number of comedians so like the drugs can hit?
Exactly. The lineup is the same front to back. So everybody if you're first up, you have enough time to like get whatever you're doing. And most people get really just shit-faced drunk.
Okay.
A couple people get really high.
Yeah.
I know
the crowd is too, right? The crowd is going a little hardcore too, right?
They're having a little bit more than usual, I would say. Because also it was a mostly comic crowd.
Oh, okay.
So everybody's just there to see their friends get fucked up and get fucked up with their friends.
Which is a fun show.
It's a fun show,
I rarely drink or do of any drugs of any kind, like smoke before shows. But in the 12 years I've been doing this, there's like a handful, like 5 shows where it was like, no, we knew that was like, it's so-and-so's birthday show. Mm-hmm. We are all going to get wasted, hammered, and do 10-minute sets?
I did. So I knew on this show, I was like, I don't want to just get drunk. I get drunk on stage all the time. This is how far into it I was. I was like, I want to do some fucking Molly. And there was a comic who I knew who lived on Skid Row. He lived in one of the subsidized housings on Skid Row. And he was one of the people who, like, if you needed drugs, you could go to him for drugs.
Right.
And I was like, hey, do you have Molly? And he was like, I do. And I went to his place. He made me give him a ride to his place, which, like, fair. And I went to his place, and he had, like, a big fucking, like, rock. He called it a moon rock. And he, like, broke a piece off, and he gave it to me in a little bag. And that was what I did.
A brick of Molly.
It was like a rock. It was like a
Molly.
crystal. It was like a geode.
How do you dose this? How do you
crush it up? I put it in like a drink where I, like, you know.
Okay.
I don't remember if I snorted it or not. I don't think I did. But I was like doing the, you know, like the teeth. I put it in a drink, all that kind of stuff, right? Do this. Molly kicks in hard.
Now, you already did, like, you did your 3 minutes.
Set. I do my sober set.
You go back into the back somewhere and
I do
crush.
My Molly.
Okay.
Exactly. And I remember it was the strongest I'd ever done, and I remember like my eyes, it felt like they were shaking around inside of my head. And I remember because it's Molly, so you're like feeling very in like, oh, I want to be with everybody, right?
Yeah.
And I remember at this point I was going on, I think, like either last or second to last, so everybody else had been so fucked up and so far gone that like not many people were watching the show at this point, except for like there were a couple people, and then there were 3 of my friends who came to the show. And I remember these are not friends who are unaware of my act, and they know what's going on. They know they know what they've signed up for. And I remember I was like so fucked up, and I did a joke that I was like, this is one of my classic jokes, right? And I did a joke, and they didn't laugh at it. And I remember being like, guys, we're supposed to be friends. I thought you guys were gonna. We all like the stuff. And I remember, and then they were like, no, you're just rolling your fucking nuts off on Molly. I was like, oh, that's right. I forgot. Just because you didn't laugh didn't mean you didn't like it. It's cool. And then I remember I was up for like several hours after that. I remember I was like, I want to go swimming. And I went and like hung out in there. I was just in their pool by myself. It was like an apartment complex pool. It was like 2 in the morning.
Is that safe?
No.
Okay.
Not without supervision. Obviously not. I was like, can somebody come watch me in the pool?
Yeah, I've never done. I've never dabbled. So.
You should not drink. So you shouldn't like drink on Molly because you're getting dehydrated very fast. You should. You're going to be like grinding your teeth a lot. You should chew gum. But I remember I was like hanging out in the pool because someone was like, you should swim when you're on Molly. And I was like,
I bet it feels amazing from everything I've heard about Molly.
Oh, it's so nice.
Yeah.
But mostly I was just like, I just want to hang out and watch music videos. Is that okay? And everyone's like, yeah, sure. And then I crashed on their couch, and then I went the next day. But I was like awake for so long. I was like, oh, maybe there's a little extra something in there. Who knows? Maybe there's
somebody's cracking off a chunk of a brick. I don't know. That sounds terrifying to me. I think that's like, I've been scared of most drugs. Like I get like mushrooms. There it is. It's a mushroom. That's the thing. Even when people are like, oh, I've got a bunch of mushroom chocolates or pills, I'm like, I don't know how much is in that. I don't, you know, I know that if you put, you know, so many caps onto a tiny scale and it says 3 grams or 1 gram, like I know what I can expect.
Right.
You know, pot the same way. Like you show me flour, whatever, but then once people start doing once you needed a torch and a nail to do the waxes and shit, and I was like,
doing dabs.
That went away. I don't see people do like dabs were a big moment. For a
I remember
while.
Dabs had a moment. Now I think everybody, if they're doing the wax, they're doing it in some sort of a vaporizer.
Yeah, now everyone's a vapor, which I don't like that either. I'm like, I don't know what this is. This isn't pot. This is an extraction to a thing that then we have to grab the molecule again and put it into an oil, and then now we're vaping, now we're heating the oil and breathe. This was already a flower that worked.
Mm-hmm. Just have the flower.
Yeah, just what do you... I don't know. That's my take on drugs. But this has been really fun, Jay.
This has been really fun.
Great catching up.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Where can people find Jay Light? Website, Instagram, all the fun stuff.
Find me at Diet J on all of the socials.
Diet J.
And then Jay
half
Light.
the calories, twice the funny.
Hey, now there you go. That's a tagline. That's going on a t-shirt. jlightcomedy.com. I got my show dates there and on my socials. And then if you want to see more about the game show, at Wrong Game Show, wherever you do social media stuff.
There it is. Thank you so much. This was a lot of fun. Have a great show tonight. I hope I can make it.
Thanks,
I think it'll work out.
Too.
And
if not, have fun at the Juneshine Factory.
Oh, I will.
It's going to be a great time.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
All right, there we go.